I saw Superman, and these chuckleheads haven't. But I'm excited. I'm not going to talk about it. That's going to be a whole other video. But it has inspired me to make them come up with ideas for James Gunn's universe of Batman. What are you going to do with Batman in this new Superman universe? Because the movie itself, I know you guys haven't seen it, and I don't want to spoil anything. I'm just going to say that the movie does all the heavy lifting as far as world building and tone. It's set up what the universe is, all the history, metahumans, the whole 9 yards. So now the universe is ready to go. You know, we've even introduced a few characters that are in no way, shape, or form Superman characters who will help to people this universe and give you a flavor of what other characters and universe and stories are out there. But Batman being the biggest one, what are you going to do about Batman? Especially when you have a new script from Matt Reeves. Apparently Matt Reeves just only a week ago finished the script for Batman 2, which again has no business being in this universe.
The Batman 2, right?
The Batman 2, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Which has its own show, which is apparently transcendental. The Penguin apparently is just the greatest show ever made.
I didn't see it.
Nope, neither. And we're the three who haven't. And
I would like to.
Apparently, it's not just good. Like, it is amazing. Like, it's Breaking Bad good as far as like the audience is concerned. And I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm glad. I just wasn't interested in watching a Batman-less Batman show.
But it's on HBO.
Yes, it is on what is now officially HBO Max.
Again.
Yeah.
HBO, I don't have that.
Max, and now HBO Max.
That's right. We're back, baby. But what are we going to do about this Batman problem? So I have some thoughts. You know, when James Gunn rolled out his plan for the new DC universe, which of course has already changed, a lot of the original lineup has been either altered or cut completely. One of his pitches was Batman Brave and the Bold, a story about a seasoned, established Batman with a Damian Robin. Immediately no. As far as I've immediately no, I've dropped it.
I thought that he dropped it. Sal doesn't want it.
I don't want it at all.
You rejected it. But didn't they say it?
They did.
I think it's because the word Damian was in there.
No, and old Batman. Like, are you kidding me with this? Like, enough.
As a child, he's automatically
whoa. No, not old Batman. A new Batman. An old Bruce Wayne.
I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this getting up to the wire Dark Knight Returns Batman in cinema. Like, we got Robert Pattinson, and by the way, someone in our comments was like, he's like 38. He's like ancient. And I'm like, man. He was like, Tobey Maguire was 38 when he made Spider-Man 1. I'm kidding. He wasn't really, but he was not high school aged.
Does it matter if he's portraying a character that's younger?
No. I mean, he already is. Like, he immediately is, and he looks good. It's fine.
Well, the thing about people who are that age is you look the same from when you're like 25 to when you're like 40.
Right.
So for a lot of people, some people age super fast, but a lot of people,
if you don't smoke,
everyone
you'll
chat
ride that wave a little longer. Exactly.
Yeah,
also,
like
not having kids.
No kids.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things you can do. Makeup can do a lot. So him being, toward the latter half of 30 or however old he is, doesn't really matter for portraying a young Batman. He did it successfully,
That's the thing. We've already seen it. Like, I've already seen that he can do it.
It works.
Yeah. But before we get into the Batman of it all, because I didn't just ask these fine gentlemen here to come up with some ideas for what they should do for a cinematic Batman, I also asked the audience to come up with some ideas, not just the audience from the channel, although I did put the poll out on youtube.com/ComicPop where I said, what's your preference? I also asked our patrons to pitch me their Batman. I got a number of responses. That over on the main channel, my question was a lot more specific. It was, what's your preference for the upcoming DC Cinematic Universe Batman? Is it Batman Brave and the Bold with Damian, as they promised? Robert Pattinson, the Batman, but in the DC universe?
Right.
Or a totally different idea, which I will share now in the comments. By the way, 9% voted for a totally different idea, and there are only 134 comments, which is not 9% of the total polled. So the people who voted 9%, didn't all expound their thought in the comments. So shame on you. But the prevailing opinion on the poll, at least, was very interesting. 55% out of 3,000 votes on what's your preference for DC Cinematic Batman. Give me the original pitch that James Gunn suggested. Brave and the Bold, Damian, established Batman.
Mm-hmm.
That's what more than half of the audience that polled on our channel wanted. The next highest,
given the choices that were presented.
Given the choices that were presented. But remember, one of those choices is whatever you want.
Well, yeah, but then they thought that they had to go in the comments and write it down, right? So a whole bunch of people who maybe didn't like either choice, or just like, well, I'm not doing that. So I'll pick
those
one of
people
the two,
I don't want to hear from, because they also probably don't want to see that movie anyway. They're like, Batman, get out of here! I want Booster Gold, and I'm like, look, they were going to make a Booster Gold show, and it didn't work out.
What percentage of people put comments, though? Right? I mean, a fraction. Some people are just like, I'm not putting comments in. Period. You know, like I'm saying, 9 out of 10 people are never going in the comments. Right?
It's true. But the comments were interesting because, again, like there was a lot of, at least in the Patreon, there was a lot of originality, but there was some commonality in the comments. Most being, I want Damian or I don't want Damian.
Mm-hmm.
Like Damian was a deal breaker for a lot of people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But what's interesting is 36% of 3,000 people voted said they just want the DCU Batman to be Robert Pattinson, which is not half, but not an insignificant number.
It's a decent chunk.
Yeah, but it was overwhelming. It's irrefutable that the polled audience wanted a new Batman to run alongside the Matt Reeves Batman, which is fair and I think is also doable. But
I would argue that they're probably saying that because they trust James Gunn's vision for whatever the Brave and the Bold would be.
Yeah.
Versus what we got with Robert Pattinson. And it's not that Robert Pattinson did a bad job. I loved that movie.
Same.
But I think they're thinking, if James Gunn is already directing the rest of the universe, let him come up with his own idea for what Batman's supposed to be. And if it's Brave and the Bold, bravo, give me that.
Well, he's not going to direct it. Apparently, this movie is going to be dedicated to being directed by Andy Muschietti, who directed The Flash.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Yes, which is not my first choice, but sounds like a favor. And
it sounds like they're paying Andy back for having to do the Flash movie. And not that the Flash movie was bad.
That is exactly what it sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Whereas
but having to deal with possibly some of the talent in that.
Yeah. Well, also just
and
the script.
Publicity.
Yeah. And the fact
that was a complicated friggin' movie, right?
Yeah, it was complicated. And they're like, hey, can you direct this closer to our franchise, like to the entire universe, please? That's also meant to be actually a reboot of our franchise. I would probably be trying desperately to just talk about the Batman story and the development and the script and quietly just get him out and find someone else. But okay, so because the direction of the Flash was not the worst part of that movie.
Right. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Right. Like they maybe had the same thought of like, well, that wasn't he's a good director.
Yeah.
It's sort of along the lines of the Marvel directors we were talking about before, right? Like
exactly.
So they went wrong. It wasn't necessarily your fault. We think you're still a good director.
Right.
Yeah. Or we owe you and we don't think you're a bad director. So
no. Marvel was doing it because they'd be like, who can I get from the cheap?
Yeah. And this
who
guy
do I not have to pay much that wants to showcase a really good job.
Oh, that's
and try
fair.
and get back in
maybe
the
that's a factor here
graces.
too.
Yeah, and listen, like
this fellow commands. I've already forgotten his name.
Andy Muschietti.
Yes,
or Andre Muschietti, but he goes by Andy. But I mean, like, look, he's actually made movies people like. Mama from it's a short, but he made the other one too from 2013. But he also directed It and It Chapter 2.
Okay, all right,
and that's it. But those are still pretty well-made movies. So, all right.
Okay.
Hey, if you can get Stephen King and do a successful reboot of Stephen King, you've got some talent.
Some say that the first movie is better than the second movie, but some would also argue that the first half of the book is better than the second half of the book. So,
I mean, you could also say that about The Stand.
You could say that about a lot of Stephen King books, but especially the longest ones, which are It and The Stand. Both of them, at least a couple of us have read here. And yes, I can confirm that. But not to be outdone, the audience continues to ask James Gunn these questions. And in fact, only about a month ago, they asked, "You once said that the fact that Robert Pattinson's Batman is not in this universe was Matt Reeves' choice. Does that mean that if you were up to you, you would have just pulled Robert Pattinson's Batman into your universe?" James Gunn said, "It would be a consideration. We'd have to think about it. It's not like we've never discussed it."
Okay.
But according to the other question, the Batman script for the DC universe, is that being called Brave and the Bold still? And he said, right now, yeah, right now. This is a point to make because originally the Superman movie was called Superman Legacy. And James Gunn talked about how in his inner circle, there's like a kind of like pre-mortem they put on these movies where before they make the jump, before like significant money is spent, before, people are filming, they go, what are we doing wrong? And one of the things they said was calling it Superman Legacy.
Okay.
Because, like, what legacy does he have right now?
Exactly.
Right.
Is this a
Isn't he
sequel?
new?
Is this some kind of thing? And so Gunn's like, that's a good point. It's gone. So Batman Brave and the Bold, that could go, especially because Batman Brave and the Bold has a lot of other baggage attached to it. For example, there's an
that
animated
already
series people
exists.
love called
Superman
Batman
Legacy is just an idea.
Yeah.
Like, what's Superman Legacy? There's no cartoon called it.
No,
There's
it's not
comic
referring
called
to
it.
anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could
It's
be
just
anything.
Superman Legacy. There is a legacy for Superman, but it doesn't directly tie to anything. You call something Batman Brave and the Bold, oh my god, I know exactly what you're doing, and if you don't do it exactly, now I'm going to throw my hands up in the air and scream bloody murder.
That's true.
A very good point.
Because there is a beloved cartoon.
To not do that.
Yeah, there's a series called Brave and the Bold, which is not affiliated with Batman in any way whatsoever, which is weird. Like the comic book series was never called that, and the cartoon show is explicitly called that. And the animated series Brave and the Bold is actually, the Brave and the Bold is a carryover from the comic book in as much as Brave and the Bold usually is a combination of characters. So it's a fun little, crossover, so to speak.
Right.
And so Brave and the Bold was, well, look at Batman and Green Arrow, or Batman and Catwoman, or Batman and whoever. In this case, their implication is that Batman Brave and the Bold will be about Damian and Batman, which I think you just call Batman and Robin, which is probably what they'll end up changing the name to.
You think there's already a Batman and Robin? And
yeah, but there's a bad
baggage.
one. Now, whenever anybody looks for it, they'll find the good one. I don't know. Or they'll change it to Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder.
How about the Batman and Robin?
They can't call it the Batman and anything because there's already a the Batman.
Yeah, you'll mix it up with the Batman, the
it has to be called Batman. Yeah, the franchise,
the verse.
Exactly. Of which there are 2/3 entries. There's the Batman, the Penguin, and the Batman 2. All these.
Yeah. See?
Can't wait for the Killer Croc show. So, there is a universe where they get through the story process and they go, none of these are any fun or good. People love the Batman, and market research says that the audience will not accept 2 concurrently running Batmans. Let's just shove Robert Pattinson in this universe and call it a day. But let's imagine that that's not what they do.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
I don't think I don't know how
that.
you do that. I don't know how you do that.
Well, what
does that look like? That's harder than putting Christian Bale in
The Man of Steel.
Yeah.
I feel like,
which already didn't seem like it was like doable, and this is like that much more undoable to me.
I don't think so, because I think what was it? Gunn's whole approach is that each movie within the DC universe is going to only be in the tone appropriate for the character. So it's not going to have that like hegemonous feeling that Marvel has, where like every movie feels like it's in the same place. This is more like they're in the same place, but if it's a Batman movie, it's going to be a little darker. It's going to be a little more moody. It's going to be, a little bit more atmospheric. Whereas with Superman, it's going to be a little brighter. With Green Lantern, for example, the Lantern show that's coming out, That's written by Tom King, so it's going to be really dark and it's going to be really moody, despite the fact that it's Green Lantern. But it's
Right.
going to be in the same universe, even if it's going to have a complete tonal whiplash.
It's more a problem for the Batman than it is for the universe, right?
Right.
Which I think is probably why Reeves didn't want to do that.
Yes.
Because he would say, well, if you put my Batman in a Justice League movie, which is tonally completely different and he's punching aliens and stuff,
Yeah.
it's gonna kind of mess with what I'm doing over here.
Yeah.
You know, or I'm trying to tell something that's a little more serious, a little
Yeah.
more real.
It's
Or
street
crack mirror.
crime versus space crime.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, that is Batman. You know, when he's in a Justice League book, he's gonna punch parademons.
But if he fights aliens and Darkseid and shit, am I gonna believe that he's gonna struggle against
Like Two-Face.
the Riddler or Two-Face? Like, no, I'm gonna be like, well, he already punched Darkseid and didn't die. Like, obviously he's gonna
Well,
get, like,
because
you
he had
want your
backup. If it was Batman versus Darkseid, that would be a hard fight to win. But if Wonder Woman's right next door, it'll be a little easier. Or at the very least, he'll be less likely to die.
He's less likely doing the heavy hitting. He's more
Yes.
than likely being the detective.
Yeah, or
He's
strategizing.
being the smart person in the group.
Yeah. I think you can get the Robert Pattinson Batman there, but I don't think he's there now. Like, I
He's not.
wouldn't. To me, you're skipping some development. Like, if he's gonna become this character who you can see is a genius, strategist, detective, yeah, he did that in the first movie, but he wasn't that great at it.
No.
Right? So I don't believe that he's a person that the Justice League that has Superman and Wonder Woman and Green Lantern on it would have a reason to incorporate him. And if they did, then it's like, well, now when he comes back to the Batman, he's already that guy.
Yeah.
He must be if he was on that team, and I don't get the development.
Yeah.
I skip it, you know?
Yeah.
So that would be my concern there.
Right. But what if Matt Reeves only wants to make one more Batman movie?
Well, then
You know?
then you could do it, because you'll say, well, I was going to skip all that anyway. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ben, do you have a preference one way or the other?
Between the two options?
Yeah, between new Batman or Batman I liked from the last movie? In this universe? Like
if I'm only given those two options, yes, I want Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, that's fair.
He did a great job, and I want to see more of his work.
Me too.
But
Now we're
what
going
if
to
your
get...
option...
Yeah.
I was going to say, what if the option is new Superman untethered to Damian? And it could be anything you want.
Right. Well, no, I mean, we're talking about saying, like, you know, it doesn't have to necessarily be Damian. It's just we're going to get a new...
Well, you said those two options.
Well,
The
those are the
options
two
you
options.
presented
Two
to the
options are you're
audience.
going to get a new Batman. It's just the Damian is the flexible part, I think. Like, I think, you know, no one says we need Damian. I mean, they did because, like, they put him in it. But he's only theoretical at this point.
Right.
So that's my preference of just those two.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I honestly
what other options are there?
I think you don't introduce Batman right now.
Well, they haven't. No one said anything. I'll spoil Superman as much as no one says Batman. There is no Batman, at least said or mentioned or referenced in this movie.
Do they mention the word Gotham?
Gotham has an exit ramp in this movie.
Okay.
Like, it's on a sign.
It's on a sign.
Yeah.
So it exists. Gotham exists.
Gotham exists.
But not necessarily Batman. And this is why I say this. Batman right now, at least for the past decade, has been a darker, brooding, street-level character.
Mm-hmm.
Superman is the exact opposite. Wonder Woman is the exact opposite. Most of the Justice League is the exact opposite.
What about Ben Affleck Batman? He had
was
like a
huge.
power suit.
He had the power suit. He fought
Superman.
parademons.
He used kryptonite. He fought parademons. Yeah. He wasn't really street level. He was darker. He was a brooding, darker character.
Yes.
But I don't think he was street level.
No. But he had been. Like,
right.
He was supposed to have been.
Yeah.
He was more like the person working behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like he was getting people together, but he also like had a battle tank that had guns on it.
Right.
That Batman murdered people, or branded them at least.
That's the Batman that I was talking about. That's gone through the development of becoming the Justice League Batman, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go
We skipped all of it.
Otherworldly threats, things that
Yeah.
they're not human. I don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like that kind
Yeah.
of problem.
So he's still
But
like
yeah,
grizzled and tough and punches people, but also, he has a power suit.
Yes.
I think in this world, Batman doesn't exist. I think in the Justice League that exists, Batman has
He's
no
new.
need to be.
Well, in this case, I think their plan is to establish. I mean, like if they're going to establish Damian, they're going to say there's been a Batman before this Superman, and he's just
Mhm.
been over there the entire time. Which I'm like, we did
That's what
that
they did
already
with
Ben
that's what they
Affleck.
did with every other character in the Superman movie, right? You've got
Yes.
Hawk Girl, you got Green Lantern. They're not doing origins for them, right? I
Nope.
mean, only retroactively in the future, maybe.
If they
right?
did one, which I doubt, but yes.
Yeah. So
So-
that's what they do with Batman too, I assume.
Yeah, he's just going to show up and be like, I've always been here.
Yeah.
I don't think you do Bruce Wayne Batman. I think Bruce Wayne Batman is a thing of the past. I think Superman and the Justice League are a vision of the future. I think they're younger. I think Batman's probably going to be about 20 or 25 years older. And he's like, this is not a world that I've been accustomed to. I had supervillains to the point of them still being somewhat street level. The Joker liked to blow things up. The Riddler liked to, constantly bombard me with problems and riddles and questions. I had to deal with the Penguin, who was a gangster. I didn't have to fight a giant starfish from space.
Yes.
Right.
With this
Would he have
new
fought
Justice League,
Clayface?
I want Clayface.
So, Clayface doesn't exist yet. I think that would be an interesting thing in this universe, but I think it requires a younger Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the idea of Batman Beyond being in this world.
Yeah.
Oh, you think just skip Batman?
Skip
We never
Batman,
did.
but
Or
Bruce
have
still in it.
Batman be
Bruce is
done.
there,
Yeah.
but Bruce is
Yeah.
like, I have someone you need to meet, and
Mhm.
it's new Batman. And he's like, go with this team. You're going to be part of them now.
Right. You're gonna skip over all the Robins being Batman? No Dick Grayson Batman? No
I don't want a single one of them because I don't want to muddy this with Teen Titans.
Oh well, there's gonna be a Titans.
A Titans movie?
Yeah.
Well.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know.
well, there
None
will
for
be a
Batman
Titans.
though.
Yes.
But
Robin just will never be in it.
Robin will be there, but he won't ever be Batman. Right?
Oh.
You could do that.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But that's your
Yeah.
pitch. Your pitch is just jump to Batman Beyond. I mean, like, why don't they just make a Batman Beyond movie? That's just really fun and set in another
They could.
universe.
Yeah.
I mean, you
well,
could. You could do a bunch of things if you do it in a different universe, but the thing
Oh,
I think works with this Justice League and this team, if you're going to introduce a Batman to it, is not have it be old grizzled Batman, or the Batmans that we're so used to. I think it needs to be a new, young, almost inspiring sort of Batman.
Mm-hmm. And you don't think Bruce can handle it?
Not the way that I've seen him in the last decade.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean-
what if this is an opportunity to completely do a different style of Bruce Wayne than we've seen before.
Yeah.
Right? Like they could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, if they have the capability.
Yeah. It's interesting.
I mean, if you went along the lines of Batman the Animated Series and made sort of like that Batman, the core beliefs that he has, the plucky positivity, even though he's like plagued by being Batman and hates crime, like he is a hopeful person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that works with this.
That'd be
But
cool.
I have a hard time getting my brain to reconcile this Justice League with just the aesthetic of the animated series.
Well, yeah.
Mm.
According to our Patreon, like a lot of folks wanted to see, they want a Bat family. Overwhelmingly, a lot of people wanted to see Dick Grayson. They wanted to see Tim Drake. They want to see Barbara Gordon. At least one person did suggest not having Bruce Wayne be Batman, and they wanted.
Yeah, that was me. That was
you
I just said that.
under a nom de plume. Austin suggested that Bruce Wayne is dead, and that someone else is being Batman, and that like Dick and Barbara are trying to figure out who it is. That could be where you stick your
interesting.
Not Azrael, right?
Oh my God! Please no. I like this very simple one. This is the person made after my own heart. Shane Crawford says, "No origin, gray suit. Batman has to use his detective skills. Bad guys, Mr. Freeze or Clayface." I like that because like Mr. Freeze and Clayface, obviously, like they're more highfalutin, like power-based supervillains. So it's like more fun and more like in line with this universe where like Superman fights a giant kaiju monster. So yeah,
Right.
I mean, like Clayface is a good way to like establish because Clayface has a tragic origin, but he also looks insane and can't be justifiably grounded. Like,
Right. It's super hard to defeat in theory. Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Justin McGowan with a mustache wanted to see like a kind of blend of A Lonely Place of Dying, which was the origin of Tim Drake, but like have it be kind of goofy and fun, but then blow people's minds when it turns into Seven. Like have a tonal whiplash movie where it's like, aha, citizen, and then suddenly like there's serial killers and Batman's like, yeah,
I
and
didn't
have
sign up
Two-Face
for
be it.
this.
And then you establish like that's how Batman gets the penny, and I'm like, that's an interesting take as well. A lot of folks want to see Batman be Batman. When I say that, I mean, they want Batman oriented villains. They don't want Batman fighting somebody from someone else's rogues, but they want to see Batman and the nuances that make Batman who he is. They want to see Batman be a detective, but they want to see him be adventurous and action oriented. They have pitches like, here's a motif, like there's a heat wave, or our POV character is not Batman, but we're seeing it through the lens of one of the other Robins. These are some ideas that I've heard, but that's from our Patreon. I want to thank those guys for sharing their opinions. But do you guys have your ideas? Ben, I assume that was your idea. It was like, get Bruce Wayne the hell out of here, replace him with Terry effing McGinnis, and maybe Bruce Wayne's in his ear, like, hey, this is like, go join the League and you'll kind of like be Batman and I'll be, in the background
And it
helping you
doesn't
be
need to
Batman.
be Terry. I don't want Bruce. I don't want his crusade in this, because he has a crusade.
Sick of it.
You're sick of Batman.
I just
hear
want someone who can be a little different and fits well with this kind of Justice League, and I think that is somebody who's new.
Interesting.
Now maybe it is Dick Grayson.
Right.
Maybe Nightwing is part of it, and he's like, no, Nightwing was when I was on the Titans. I'm gonna be a detective like I was taught. I'm gonna be Batman.
Right.
And I'd be okay with that.
Yeah. Let's see here. That was Patreon. Jumping into our comment section in the main channel. People wanted to see Batman on the same level as Clark. Like, more than 18 people thumbs up one comment where they were like, I don't want like an older Batman who's older than Superman, who's more established. Like, Superman in this movie has been operating for a couple of years.
Yeah.
They want someone with like, and they don't buy the idea of like Bruce and Clark being on the same level, but Batman already had 4 Robins, which is a problem. If you,
it would be a big problem, because if it's like I've been Batman for 3 years, I'm on my 4th Robin. This is not a good streak.
I'm bad at this. At that point, you have to say he's only had 2 Robins. Like, you have to go.
Just drop Jason Todd. Jason Todd's gone. I'm sorry. Just get him.
That's what the cartoon did. The animated series drops Jason Todd and just shoves all the trauma of Jason onto Tim, which I think is weird. They just make Tim the sad one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's always been cleaner where you have Batman, Dick Grayson, the Acrobat, replacement Robin that dies, new Robin who's supposed to be Robin, and that's it. And then you stop there. Like, after Tim grows out of Robin, you don't have Robins. You've done it. There's no more Robins anymore.
Well, at that point, Batman's too old.
Well, he's too old.
He's too old. He can't, because
it really ages Batman for him to have 3 Robins, and one of them friggin' died, and he went through a period where he had no Robins, and then got past that, and then had another Robin, and then that Robin aged out of it. Like, holy crap, how old is this guy? You had 2 Robins age out and another one die, and dealt with all that trauma. Like,
now you have if this is a pitch meeting, if this is a story meeting, that could be a fun thing to explore, where someone in the room goes, like, this is the conversation. How old is this guy? He's got 4 Robins. But you say that one of his villains, who wants him to shack up with his daughter, has access to a formula that keeps you from aging, and Batman's like
a turtle.
Like, how old are you, Bruce? And he's like, I'm 65. Like, I'm not 100,
But I've lived long.
I've lived 2 lives. Like, I've lived twice as long. Like,
But everyone would know, because
I'm perpetually
the Waynes
35.
are famous. Unless he switched himself out with somebody, unless he is his father somehow.
Right.
and like
Ugh,
just disappeared for
no.
a period of
Yeah.
time from the public
No,
eye,
you
so he
just
could grow up.
people just don't ask. Like the myth of the Waynes has been a myth. Once you mythologize the Waynes after 10 years, like no one really remembers how long the Waynes have been dead anyway. And
Actually,
Batman's
no,
been operating.
that would be a fun concept to do where it's like the Waynes were integral to Gotham's success. And then crime came in, and the Waynes were shot. And then there was this character, Batman, who came in to try and clean up the city. And it was a rough period of time where there was all these costume villains and pandemonium and chaos, and this Batman who would rule the night. And after a while, I don't want to say everyone died, but like enough time passed where it was over.
Right.
Batman didn't have to be Batman. The villains weren't around anymore, and Gotham got to like heal. And not heal, just sort of move past it.
Yeah.
And like you're talking about a decade or two later, and the Waynes have not been around. But if this Batman has the stuff from the Lazarus formula,
Yeah.
he comes back 20 years later pretending to be the legacy of the Waynes, the newest heir, but he's still the same person.
Right.
And Gotham's just like, oh,
But
there's a Waynes back here.
But who was the Batman who was doing that stuff?
Yeah, he's saying that's Bruce, and then like,
But he would have had to have not been a child. So then did he not witness his parents die in Crime Alley as a child because he was already somehow grown?
Yeah, we're already. I mean, you got to keep the origin. But the other thing that people wanted to be sure about was don't show the origin anymore. We're tired of seeing the origin, which I am also okay with. I would be okay with it again, and I hesitate to say it because I don't want to sound like a broken record. I don't want to be like, look, just do the Batman animated series. But like in the animated series, they had 1 or 2 episodes dedicated to the Wayne's death, but it was never like, here we are. Like this is in real time.
Mm-hmm.
You get flashes, you get images, mostly because of standards and practices. Like we can't watch.
Well, that's how most of the movies handled it, though, right? It was flashbacks, but you did have to keep revisiting it in the movies, which I think is maybe what people are sick of.
Yeah. But I would take like nightmares, like I'd take visions, I'd take a flash of it, but it wouldn't be like we got to open the movie with a friggin' origin, or we spend 20 minutes in the middle being like, this is what I was 8 years old. Like we all get it. Now it's every movie is somebody's first, and especially if it's a new universe, it would be important to see the Waynes get axed. But also at the same time, you can take it for granted that for a couple of characters, one of them is Batman.
Yeah, the problem is you can't not do it. If you're telling a Batman story, right, and this character is a vigilante masked crime fighter, and it's the first time you have shown this character to the world, this version of the character, you have to explain why he does it.
Yes.
If you don't, you're missing something.
That's
right. Like it's like, what is this guy's motivation? And at the very least, if you're a director who is interested in making that movie, you're going to want to explore that because you're like, what the fuck am I doing if I'm not talking about why this guy does this? The most obvious thing is, what is he doing?
Right.
Because he's crazy. Right?
Yeah.
Like you can't ignore it. It's like it's subtext that is always there.
But we don't have to dwell on it. Like we don't have to waste time in it, which is fine by me.
But traditional storytelling would say that it's got to be the key thing, right?
Yes. But
because of the premise. It follows from the premise is kind of what I'm saying.
Well, unless we deviate.
Unless it's a comic book that everyone already knows. Unless you can presume that everyone already knows it.
Yeah.
Right? But when you're introducing a new character, it's just normal to get into like, well, what drives this character, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is, so that I think that's my explanation for why you keep seeing it.
Let me ask you a question, Sal.
Yes.
In the new Superman movie, do they go over his origin?
We know what happens, but we never see it. They don't show it.
So they mention that he comes from another world, or
like a doomed
They
planet
mentioned that he
kind of
came
thing?
from another world. They mentioned that his planet exploded, but they don't. But in conversation about something else, it's never like, this is where I come from. These are my parents. We do see his parents, but it's not like, this is.
Here's a difference. Because that's a good point.
Yeah.
Right. But a key difference is that with Superman, you don't necessarily need his origin to understand why he does what he does, because he is super powered.
It's interesting
And
you
that
say that.
is enough of an explanation for most people.
I
Right?
agree. I
It is
agree.
rich information to mine to get into, like, no, specifically why does he do it like in this specific way, but I'm just saying you don't necessarily have to. It doesn't as much beg the question as a
Yes.
regular guy putting his life on the line to
Yeah.
do this insane stuff, where it's just like, no, but like, why though?
Right.
Because that is
But
so crazy.
that said, like we could do that through the power of cinema, of showing like a portrait of his parents. We could show, you know, the gun or the bullet or the, you know, whatever. We could show the pearls. Like we could get an implication from his, you know, the fact that this guy has like a crime lair and it's filled with trophies because he's like a hoarder, because he's a 8-year-old kid trapped in a man's body. Like
Because he can't let go of things.
he can't let go of anything, and so we see like that, like, you know, oh cool dinosaur, cool giant penny, and then it's like, oh no, his mother's pearls with blood on them. That's sad.
Yeah, that's why I don't want that in this movie.
but
You don't want to be sad.
but it's inherently tragic. Like that's who Batman is. Now that being said, you could do it. Like I would like to see a Batman that is just a James Bond movie, and not like a Christopher Nolan James Bond movie like he did with 3 other movies back. Like I'm just saying, like I want like a Batman. I want a Batman like Indiana Jones, like opening a Temple of Doom. You know, the first image of Batman is Bruce Wayne in a tuxedo, and he's in a party surrounded by, like, you know, gangsters, and he's like, "Hi," you know, it's like just John Hamm being like, "What up?" You know, and he is charismatic and an idiot. You know, like they're just like, look at this idiot. Like, doesn't he know he's in a den of criminals? You know, and he's like, oh, I was off to the bathroom and I must have found my way into this illegal gambling facility. Put a $10,000 on black, please. You know, like just that. You know, but he thinks he's, you know, and like the persona he's putting on is he thinks he's being James Bond, but like everyone else is like, look at this cosplaying a-hole, and then. You know, and then he's like, well, excuse me, I think the champagne got to me, and he just stumbles into the bathroom, and then Batman crashes through the like stained glass window next to them, and they're like, ah, like that would be like just this huge action sequence that's punctuated by like Bruce Wayne is a character I play that is definitely useful. It allows me to walk through all kinds of different places and get me entrances that Batman simply can't. And you know, but and the clues I get lead me to another fun location. I'm going to Istanbul next, and we're gonna do this, and you know, and eventually it all leads back to Gotham. But I feel like that would be. I know that I sound like I'm pitching basically Spider-Man Far From Home, where it's like take him away from the thing I want to see, but I've
a
seen
little bit,
but I've seen a lot of Batman
bad,
in
though.
Gotham. But it's not that bad,
Yeah.
and it would be deeply memorable and fun to just watch Batman be fun. But have Batman like have Bruce Wayne interacting with like a beautiful femme fatale, and he doesn't know she's a femme fatale. Like maybe that's his thing. There's a great moment in I can't believe I'm saying this, in Batman versus Superman, where Bruce Wayne is at the party for Lex, and Wonder Woman passes by, and he's having his conversation with Clark, who's desperately trying to look not like Superman and is failing miserably. And he looks over and he just watches her leave, and then he looks back and he realizes that Clark's been watching her the entire time. And he goes, sorry, pretty girl, bad habit. Anyway, but like just yeah, you know what? I'm Batman. I'm sad. My parents are killed, and I like to fuck. These are the things that make Batman Batman. At least that Batman. Because if you recall, in that movie, he also like wakes up next to a woman that we never see and don't get the name.
Yeah,
it's like what? Okay.
Yeah, but it's almost like he's
why
just
not?
playing the role. Like he
Right,
wakes
but
up
like,
for her
but
because
there's no
he's just like,
cameras here, man. Except there are. But like, you know, it's your house.
yeah, it's my house. But that's living up to the idea of who Bruce Wayne is.
Yeah.
That's like
Well,
the Christopher Nolan, oh, I bought the ballet company. We're going
Yeah.
on a private yacht. It's
He
like,
doesn't
oh,
bang
what-
all of them on the yacht before he leaves for Hong Kong.
Oh, he
no,
could.
he doesn't.
But he doesn't.
But
He
but
could
he
have.
could. That
He could have.
this dark.
Yeah.
He does only because he knows she'll tell her friends that she slept with Bruce Wayne, and he
Yes.
needs that, you know, rumor mill going.
I know. Yeah. I like it better
messed
when
up.
I like it better that he brings them home and then like they get drunk and then he just like puts her in a car and sends her home with like a Derek Jeter basket. Like
Right.
she's like, I might have slept with Bruce Wayne. I don't really know.
I
It's kind
really
of
don't
dark too.
remember. I
Yeah,
feel like I must have.
I must have, right? There's no way he wouldn't have slept with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if
Like,
all the recollections of being with Bruce Wayne are going there,
and then
blacking
not
out,
remembering
and
what
being
happens,
sent
that's even
back
more
home with a
sinister.
basket, that's very
Well,
dark.
Well, it's not if she was going there like 100% thinking she was gonna bang him,
Right.
right? She was
Yeah.
like, I definitely wanted to, and like I got drunk, and then he sent me home with a with a gift basket. I guess
guess
we
things
probably
worked out.
did, right?
Right.
I mean,
I'm
at the
not
same
saying
time,
Mission
that it's
accomplished.
I'm not
I like
necessarily saying it's date rape or anything like that. I'm just saying it's
Yeah,
a
I
very
agree.
strange thing for multiple people if they're like, "Oh yeah, I also had sex with
Yeah,
Bruce
there's like
Wayne."
a whole group of
Mhm.
girls, and they're all like, none of us remember actually having.
Do
None
you
of us
actually
know what his dick
remember
looks like.
having sex with him?
Yeah,
Well, they would
No.
just make something up, right?
well, they would. They'd absolutely make it up. But like the thing that I think is, I like it. I actually prefer it where Batman is kind of almost sexless, like where if the girls all got together, they go like, no, like we started making out, and then I had to talk to his butler for like an hour, and eventually I just got bored and went home. And they're like, oh my god, that happened to you too?
Yeah.
And they're like, what is this? Like, what is he doing?
See,
But I
that's
like it
why I
better that
like
they're
Vicky Vale in the
yeah,
first Batman movie. Because
right.
there's actually a connection there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I want to see in this movie. It's funny, back in the day I was like, what are these why do they always shoehorn these romances in these Batman movies? And
Mhm.
I still maintain that's insane. At least in the Nolan ones where I'm like, who cares? But
Right.
but I'd love to see a scene where, my James Bondian Batman, he's Bruce Wayne. He's like on a yacht heading to, wherever the hell we're going to do like a little map and an arrow and stuff for Indiana Jones. And he's talking to this woman and she's like, and she's telling him her life story. She's talking about when she was 8 years old. And then we can get a glimpse of the origin.
Mhm.
He doesn't have to say, we don't have to show it, but
Right,
he can
right.
say like, she's like, what were you like when you were 8 years old? And we just hear a scream and a gunshot in his mind, and it reminds him that like this is not fun and games. And
Right.
then he just goes like, I think it's called like, let's call it a night. And she's
Yeah.
like, I thought we were gonna get lucky, but I guess I said something wrong.
Yeah.
Like that would be that's part of the whole thing. And you're like, oh, he's not letting his trauma get out of the way. Like he can't help
Mhm.
himself.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
And
it's
then
constantly interrupting him.
she could confront him later about like, I thought there was something there,
Right.
but like you won't let anybody get close, and I don't know why, but like I'm not interested if that's the case. And then
Yeah.
he has to like wrestle with like, oh geez, like
Do I?
do
Yeah.
I? Yeah, yeah. Or do I shut her down and get rid of her like everybody else, or do I let her in a little bit
Yeah.
and maybe like give it a chance?
Yes, which is a thing we've seen in other Batman movies, kind
Yeah,
of.
Yeah.
But
kind of.
also, it'd be great to see in the context of something new, and
Mhm.
that'd be a
It'd be
lot of
nice to
fun.
see it done well.
Yes, I would love to see it done well, and you can make her Silver St. Cloud or something fun, a character where you're like, "Whoa, that's a
Mhm.
character they'd never think they put in the movies." That's fun,
Yeah.
especially since
Or
James Gunn says,
you have him just reject her, and then like you take it up in another movie later on.
"Yeah, yeah, she never goes away." She's like, "Well, here I am at a party with somebody else. Should have been with you, but you said no."
Yeah.
Damn it, I did say no. Yeah, apparently James Gunn says that his favorite Batman character is Batmite. So these are the who knows what James Gunn might say yes to for a Batman movie.
Yeah.
That's
I don't want
problematic.
We'll probably be more likely to see
that.
Batman of Zur-En-Arrh than we will.
Oh.
I do not want garbage man Batman whacked out on goofballs
You
chasing
can't.
after
Oh,
Batman.
God, that would not be good. Maybe after a little while, but like not in your first Batman movie.
No.
People would be like, "What?
What have you done?
Like, why would he do that? Like, like you haven't established that you have a character who would create the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh
Yeah.
at his like failsafe or whatever. So when you dump it on people, they'd be like, "What the hell is this?" Like, you need a lot to get to that point where that makes any sense at all.
Yes.
There's a lot of world building you need to do first.
It's true. The other question is, of course, what do you do with the Damien of it all? Like if they're insisting on doing Damian, and in fact, if you want to really differentiate, because like what we've pitched is just Batman is Batman in a vacuum. Is Batman in this universe, but it's just a cool Batman movie that we've always wanted to see.
Mhm.
Ethan, did you have a pitch for Batman, by the way? Did you want that you want to
Uh,
say?
I, I don't have like a full pitch. I do not want Matt Reeves' universe Batman,
Okay.
unless we start to talk about, well, maybe later.
Yeah.
So it depends on where the next movie, where the Batman 2 goes. Because
Yeah.
depending on where that movie goes, then I might say, you know what? I could take where that movie left off and evolve him into a Batman that I would want to see with the other, characters from the James Gunn film. So
Yeah.
maybe. But having not seen that right now, that Batman, no. He's
Right.
not ready. If he is ever going to be ready, his universe is not ready. So it definitely new Batman for me. I do want to see the Bat Family.
Mhm.
So I'm thinking like classic Batman story with Nightwing is established as a
yeah.
character. Probably probably not Jason Todd. Probably pretend he doesn't exist, or we just let Batman be a little bit older and he did exist.
He died. He's a cape in the cave.
Right, he could
Yeah.
be a cape.
He's not Red Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are
No,
making
no
a
Red
Red
Hood.
Hood movie. I don't know if it's going to be in the
Jason
universe. I
Todd?
don't think so. No, it'll be Jason Todd.
Oh, okay.
It's a God, what do they call it? It's like Nightwing and Red Hood. Like that's what it's called, more or less. And it's going to be Jason Todd and Dick Grayson teaming up as their respective new
Okay.
identities post Robin. It's going to be animated, and
Oh.
so I don't know if it's even in the same universe. Probably not.
If
But
it's
if Damien
animated,
exists,
it's
maybe.
not.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Creature Commandos is also animated, and
Okay.
it is in the universe.
Okay, so let me take
They
that as a
go off
constraint.
of it, but are they going to reference Creature Commandos and the things that happen in it in the current cinematic universe?
They
I
have
doubt
so
it.
far.
What do
Rick
they
Flag
reference?
Sr., who is a character in Creature Commandos, is in both Peacemaker and Superman.
Well, he could still be for another universe, though, but...
He's not.
Oh, I didn't
Well,
know
no,
he
I
was
don't...
in Superman. I know they referenced Peacemaker.
Yes. Well, Peacemaker, I don't want to give too much away, but let's just say Peacemaker makes an appearance in the Superman movie.
Right. Okay, so that's definitely there.
Yeah.
So, okay, fine. Jason Todd is the thing, and it's long enough ago that now he's Red Hood.
Right.
So
If that
I think,
cartoon exists, I don't know.
yeah, but I don't hate it.
But you
So
have to wrestle with the concept that he died and is now resurrected.
Yeah, they're just going to make it
Sure.
Lazarus Pit. There's no Superboy reality punch.
yeah, and what I would say is that the Batman movie doesn't have to mention it, right? The Batman movie, all
right.
you see is the in the cave.
Yes, the
suit.
memorial. Yeah.
And then if they want to tie it in, the cartoon can explain that, well, Red Hood came from Jason Todd. You didn't know it. Maybe Batman doesn't even know yet, but
Yeah.
we're establishing it here in this movie, right? So you don't
Yeah.
have to do that in your Batman movie. So I would say, I don't know, I'm thinking classic 90s era Batman. Forget Damian. Now, if I have to do Damian, it's not going to work, but Tim Drake, Robin, maybe he's kind of new Tim Drake Robin. Batman's breaking in this new Robin. He finally got over Jason Todd. He's looking forward to a brand new day kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then Bane comes.
Oh, no.
And lets all his villains out of Arkham.
Oh my God. A Nightfall movie.
Nightfall.
That'd be
That
awesome.
is my pitch. A variation of Nightfall. Not everything that's in Nightfall.
No,
But-
a truncation, if you will.
Yeah.
Do we still
So
get the
Batman's
break?
already established.
Yeah.
Batman's established. Yep.
He's already had wards.
Yep.
He's already had 2 wards. He's on his 3rd ward.
And we're going to cast all the rogues for one movie. So if we ever wanted to put them back, like, he'll fight Riddler, maybe, or not
Maybe
Riddler,
not. Maybe not all of them. I think you get the same impression from having like 5.
Yeah,
right?
you really get that visual if like you see 1 or 2, or like a wide shot where a couple of them like grab a hat and you're like, oh, that was Riddler. There he goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you don't need to see a face. It's just,
Yeah.
we know who that's supposed to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, you barely see some of those fights in Nightfall, right? Like a lot of them are just like, man, that was a tough fight against like so and so, right?
Yep,
So like,
against Zaz. Yeah.
yeah. So you could definitely do that. Where as the movie progresses, he's just getting more and more and more just worn out and worn down. And
Yeah.
the movie ends. Bane breaks his back, right? And
Mm.
then the sequel is dealing with his comeback.
Mm.
I would just straight up make it like a 2-part,
Yeah.
concept.
Wow. You know what's
And
fun
I would
about
do Asriel. I would have.
Oh.
I wouldn't do it the way they did. I would reimagine Asriel. There's
Yeah.
no friggin' like mystical aspect to him.
Right.
It's not religious. It's just like
No.
it's someone who feels they're destined to become a
Yeah.
hero.
Well, and
Yeah,
they don't even need to be connected. Like it's just this lunatic is like, I'm Batman now.
Well, that you could do it that way, yes. I don't hate that Batman
Trains
works with
this other
him,
guy. Yeah.
and he brings in Robin, and he's thinking like, maybe I'm gonna build a Batgirl exists as a thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm gonna build up another guy to maybe I'm thinking of going international, right?
Yeah.
And I just need an army. Because I can't just be doing Gotham, and like we're gonna spread this thing. So he's training like another adult, not
Yes.
child
Mhm.
person, and maybe the guy's like super ideological, right? And so you start to see hints that like he might be a little unstable.
extreme,
Not
yeah.
that he's a religious fanatic, but or that there's anything mystical. He didn't get memories put into his brain or whatever. Like none of that stuff. He's just a guy.
He's a believer. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's really strong.
Yes.
But you do the whole suit, in the next movie where but maybe you get a hint of it in this movie where he's like he likes to tinker and build stuff.
Yes.
And he's like, you got to have more, like sharp things on your outfit, right? Like you need more ways. The villains are getting stronger. They're getting more intense. Like that's how you could tie it in with Superman. Like look at these threats that the world are facing. Like we need to adapt. And Batman's like, yeah, okay. But like he takes it too far. Right?
Yeah.
So what if we take that concept? I'm going to change one thing about it.
Okay.
You don't have Azrael.
Okay.
You have it be Jason
Fair.
Todd. Jason Todd is his successor. Nightwing Dick is already off doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Batman gets his back broken. He's like, Jason, you need to take up the mantle. This is insane. I have to heal. And that's when Jason starts going harder, deeper, darker, and more violent. That's how he dies. And then is brought back as Red Hood later on, unbeknownst to Bruce.
Right.
Interesting.
That's an
not
interesting
bad.
idea.
That's more efficient from a storytelling perspective to get Red Hood and tell this story where Batman gets his back broken and is replaced.
Yeah.
And it makes way more sense than Batman turns over the mantle to a guy that we don't know anything about.
Yes.
He turns it over to a Robin.
Well, and you know what's fun about this is that like the idea of Batman being like, I'm going to make an army and I'm going to like have a whole team. This could be his way of being like, maybe I'm not like infallible. And maybe that idea it wasn't that like I was wrong about like having a group of people that helps me, but it encourages him to join the Justice League.
Yeah.
Where he's like, maybe instead of like me being in charge and running shit and having it be by my rules, I just rely on other people sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was friends with Superman, maybe my back wouldn't have been shattered.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Just,
so that's my pitch. There's no Damian in that pitch though, so that's a
No.
severe flaw with it.
That's okay.
You could have Damian in the wings. You could have like a kid,
Oh sure.
who's not Robin, right?
Right. No,
Yeah,
you
he's
establish
not ready
Raish,
yet.
and you just go like, he is banging Talia sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And like they
In
have
fact-
a kid together, but the kid is young.
He doesn't even know. You just have him, or you open. I mean, you could open the movie with the iconic sword fight in the desert with Ra's al Ghul or something, and like he beats Ra's al Ghul, or it's just like it's not the same fight. It's just just homages it. He defeats Ra's al Ghul yet again. He kisses Talia goodbye. He gets on a plane, he flies away, and then like an 8-year-old boy comes up to Talia and goes like, "Who is that?" And that's the cut. And you're like, "Wait, no!" And you don't talk
that's
about
all you have
them.
to do. That's all you have to do. Yeah.
Right, where you're like, "Oh, that was cool, Arabian Night," and then like his son shows me like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and you could do your Batman Damian movie later if you want,
Exactly.
right? I've laid the groundwork for it. He's there. He's a
Yeah.
character,
He
but he's not
exists.
Robin yet.
Yeah.
Maybe he can be. Maybe.
Right. Right. I can't imagine James Gunn loves Damien because I
Right?
can't imagine James Gunn ever reading it. Like,
Right.
you have to know who that character is to like him.
I mean, maybe someone told him he's Batman's son, and he's like, "Oh,
Oh,
I like
Batman's
that
son.
idea."
He's had 3.
What? No, those are Robins. This is
Yeah,
his
it's
son.
totally different.
Right. No, but this
They
is
are
just
related
son.
to him. They're not his
he
blood.
made that one. Like,
Yeah. This one came from his loins.
yeah, great, cool.
Yeah, it came from his loins, but it was raised by assassins.
Right. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I mean, that's these are all fun ideas. Ben, you are not far off because people really do want to see a Batman Beyond movie, no matter what, and like, I'm among them as far as like, that suit's gonna look great, but in live action or in animation, either way. Nightfall's a bold pitch, and modernizing it is a fun idea. Again, you could also really like play up the whole Bat family thing. Like maybe Batman's getting a little cocky because he has so many people in his under his wing, so to speak, and
Yeah,
as
you
a
can
result,
get Oracle in there,
Yeah.
you know. So it's like I got all the pieces. I got the fighters, I got the intel.
exactly. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go global with Batman.
Yeah, I'm like
Which is a thing.
this with the Gotham PD. Like we're working hand in hand. Like
Yeah.
we're
And then
we're
Bane
close
shows
to
up.
He has
fixing
like the
Gotham.
backing of the city. Is
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's in Arkham. He's finally defeated like the last rogue. They're all in Arkham, and it's like okay, now we're at the turning point. Like this is gonna work. And then
Yeah.
Bane.
Yeah. That'd be really fun. I'd like that too. As far as the audience is concerned, that sounds. I mean, I'm sure people would be excited about that. People want to see Bruce and Selena. Poison Ivy is a fun villain. Did you guys? Oh yeah, that's right. Ben, did you have a villain that you wanted to see in yours, like a Batman villain, if there was one?
Not particularly.
There wasn't one that
Like,
you
I don't
like.
have one that I'm just dying to see. We talked about that the other night of like it would be great if it was the ventriloquist. And
Oh
Scarface.
yeah, I'd love to see Scarface in film.
Yeah.
I
But
think
that works with the Robert Pattinson Batman.
Yeah.
If it were my pitch in the future, I think it needs to be Lex Luthor, honestly. I think it needs to be like a city versus a city kind of thing.
That'd be fun. Yeah.
Oh.
Like Bruce versus Lex. And I think that's how you tie it into the Superman.
Yeah. Yeah, Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is great, and you're gonna love him. It's a fun idea and a really terrific concept because he's it'd be great to see him matching wits with Batman and fighting him and stuff. I'm down for that. Yeah.
That's cool.
And like two genius billionaires going at it.
Yeah.
Just like how are they going to counter each other in terms of intelligence, in terms of money and resources, in terms of, wits versus sheer ruthlessness.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that.
I also would like to see that. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
In terms
Ethan,
of
how about you?
tone, yeah.
For villain?
Yeah, what's your Oh well, I mean,
I
all
said
of them, really.
Bane, but this made me think. Well, yeah, it's all of them, and it's Bane. But I started to think like, well, it doesn't have to be Bane. It's Bane in that story.
Right.
But the idea I want is Batman gets pushed to the limit by having to fight all the rogues. So then it's like, well, who's the mastermind? It could be anybody. It could be Hush. I don't like that idea, but like that's just another example of that, right? Like this mastermind behind the scenes, but all the other villains are involved. It could be, maybe this is a little too close to what we just did, but it could be the Riddler, right? Like, because he's like the smartest one or whatever, and everyone underestimates him, and then but he figures out a way to spring everybody from Arkham. And then how does the Riddler physically beat Batman? Well, Batman's like broken by the time he gets to him, and then the Riddler just needs like a trap or something to just push him that much farther and break his back some other way, right? Like, because the breaking back thing is, well, Bane's a big, huge dude, right? Like, but maybe
are you kidding me? He could just stab him like the Joker would have.
That's true. It doesn't have to be.
He just ends up behind him somewhere and just gets him right between the vertebrae.
Yeah, because the thing is, you want to break Batman like physically in some way. You don't have to literally break his back. You could just give him a grievous injury that would take a very long time to recover from.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
really bold also to be like, here's your new Batman. He's broken and he's off the table.
Yeah. Problem is they just did Riddler and the
And
Batman, so
yeah, and it's pretty well established.
yeah.
Yeah, I would like to, in
And
terms
Mr.
of
Freeze,
tone,
he's also a genius.
Mr. Freeze would be great to get right finally.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, he's fun and cool and
I would like to
tragic.
see him as someone who, like Batman, you're like, I don't know if Batman can go up against this guy. Like, this guy
Yeah,
is just too smart for him. He's orchestrating everything, behind the scenes. He's 2 steps ahead. Like, I could
Yeah.
believe Mr. Freeze in that. And then also he's got a friggin' freeze suit.
yeah. It would be interesting. There was another Batman animated series called The Batman, which was apropos, but we saw in that show. One of the last episodes is actually like a flash forward where his young Robin becomes Nightwing and he's like basically Dark Knight Returns Batman, but like in that universe, so it's less grizzled.
Mhm.
And the big villain is Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is a huge power armor mech suit, and he's like,
Mhm.
he's just had enough, and he's like, I'm icing Gotham. It's over. And it's like it's such an odd choice to be like Mr. Freeze being like the ultimate bad for Batman is a weird decision, but it's something that I would be very okay with, and it's been proven to be a cool concept, and it'd be great to see on camera.
Yeah, and I want to see a villain. I want to see a sympathetic villain that can take Batman like to the limit, right? Because then it's like, oh, I mean, I don't hate him, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate. He's got motivation that's like legitimate and that you can
Well,
almost like identify with.
It's
Yeah.
something
But
where
he's
you're
still
like,
gotta go
oh,
down.
they both have shared trauma of losing somebody.
Yeah.
But
They'd be good
technically,
foils for each other.
Victor could possibly get that person back.
Oh, yeah. And what would
Yeah.
you do? Like, what would you do, Batman, if there was a chance to bring your family back? Like, we're not so different, you and I.
I mean, the way to fix, I mean, like, here's how you link the both concepts, is that eventually they very quickly establish Batman can never be recovered, and then they take him to a Lazarus pit, and that's where he meets Damian.
Oh.
Like, you link the Lazarus pits with like
Yeah.
Damian, like, Batman comes out and he, because he's crazed, but from having been dunked into it, but he's healed. He like attacks Talia, and before he reaches her, Damian steps in the way with like a sword, and like goes like, "Don't touch my mother," and he's like, "Oh no." maybe that snaps him out of it. And now he's like, Then you just, that's how you end it.
Yeah.
I
That's
myself would, with a title like Brave and the Bold, I wanted to really like embody that concept of like Batman with other heroes, and the best book on Earth that does that is Batman Universe from Bendis and Darrington, which is such a weird, fun, awesome, hilarious, and crazy book that I would not use almost all of to make this movie from. What I would do is that'd be like the tone, or like the kind of the tone Bible for the book or for the movie, where it's like, Batman is not a humorless dick. He is wearing a blue Batman suit with gray undertones, and so Batman goes across time and space. He goes to Thanagar in this book. He goes to Gorilla City in this book. He goes to the Old West in this book. And in each location, he teams up with a different DC hero. So, like, he could be and all in pursuit of one thing. Like, one villain has this one MacGuffin. Unfortunately, it's Vandal Savage. It's some insane cosmic egg that's actually a ring. Throw all that away.
Right.
You come up with a MacGuffin that Batman can chase that starts out with, like, a lowly villain. Again, Riddler is the catalyst. I don't know why Riddler is so prevalent in this episode, but like we have to throw him out because we are, again, the Batman. Gotta throw away those comparisons. But like, you pick another character that has a thing.
Make it Zaz.
You make it Zaz. You make it somebody fun, colorful. Like I don't know. I'm trying to think of like any Two-Face, somebody you would never see, somebody campy, or somebody who could be fun or crazy looking. We're like, whoa, that's the Two-Face this universe. But like, they have this thing, and Batman's chasing after them, and then it just leads into this thing where it's like, oh man, this has to take me. I got to go to Dinosaur Island, And so you see Batman in different Batman or DC forward places that now have through Batman's lens. and Batman has to team up with like Hawkman or Green Lantern or XYZ, and so you get to see the universe. Like it's like they're taking Batman. It's almost like a Spider-Man Homecoming situation where it's like, look at the MCU taking Spider-Man and showing him what's so great about the universe that he's in now. This is like the DC universe being like, look, Batman, look at this fun universe that we established before you. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Just a through line. Then eventually it all leads back. This is also how you can get the origin, because in Batman universe, there's a moment where Batman is shot in Crime Alley, and it's like you could have that sequence where it's like, he ends up in crime, like from the Old West to Dinosaur Island, all these different places where it's like, how's Batman's gonna get back? And then eventually he's just like, blam, and then he's in Crime Alley, it's raining, and the main villain is like, I've had enough of you, blam, shoots him in the chest, and he's like dying in Crime Alley, and Alfred comes and gets him, and it's like, goes back to the cave, boom, we reset. We're back, we're in the location. Now we get to see the Batcave, we get to see Gotham, we get to meet Alfred, we get to see and then is in that book he teams up with Nightwing right after that. Like then he teams up with Nightwing.
Okay.
Before he was just like, I'm chasing the lead, I'm Batman, I go alone, I do that. Maybe I talk to Oracle really quick, and then I'm fighting Killer Croc or somebody, like somebody I've fought 1,000 times, I'm good. And then it turns out it's part of some larger conspiracy, but there's no time for him to talk to Alfred or any Robins, and so he just goes here. And again, maybe it's Guy Gardner Green Lantern he has to team up with, who's a fun character and is really and sings in this movie, by the way,
because it's Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, and that's it. It's like, oh, all you needed to do to make me like Guy Gardner is have him be played by Nathan Fillion. You are gonna love Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
But all these different characters that can then be established or set up, or maybe they're characters that Hawkman's in the book, but maybe since Hawkgirl has been cast and established, it's Hawkgirl. And then you're like, oh, I liked her from Superman, I'm even more invested in this Batman movie, even though it's Batman. It would make exactly as much money as a Justice League movie. But so he goes on these adventures, and then eventually it leads back to Gotham. Like you think, oh my god, are we gonna do a whole Batman movie and not Gotham? And then it goes to Gotham, and then Nightwing, Alfred, cave. We get to see everything that's Batman, but it's only 8 minutes.
Right.
But it's not like a scene where like, he's back there and he's like brooding and sad.
No,
this is just who he came from.
Yeah.
You get to see history, but he's still rising above it. He's still like hopeful.
There's a great moment in the book where, Nightwing shows up because he got called because Alfred was checking Batman's vital signs, and when he blipped back on, it was like in the red. So he sent a car and wore his like Alfred mask and like went and got Batman, brings him back to the cave. He calls Nightwing because he's like, that's your next of kin. I called him to help me deal with this. Or I put out the alert, and Nightwing's the one who's been the most doggedly looking for him. But, Batman's like, all right, I got to go to this place and kick this guy's ass. And Nightwing's like, and I'm coming with you. And Batman goes, good. And it says, something like, dynamic duo back again. And we can do a Predator clasp where they're just like,
There you go.
And that's it. And then we see Batman and Nightwing, and you get to have a great moment with the stunt coordinator where you get to see the two of them work flawlessly together. He's like, they just like Batman and Robin, but now my Robin is twice as big and can kick twice as hard. Maybe catch a moment where Nightwing, like he throws Nightwing into a fray with a couple of ninjas, and Nightwing kicks their ass, and Batman takes 1 second to smile with pride, like then you get your movie.
It'd be hilarious if Nightwing's like, and I'm coming with you, and Batman's just like, okay, but you have to wear the Robin suit. And Dick's like, he's just flabbergasted, and Bruce is like, I'm kidding.
Yeah, come on. Get in the car.
Can you imagine if I was like that?
Can you imagine? It's built for a 12-year-old. You wouldn't even fit. That's such a James Gunn joke anyway. I could fit. You're 26. Yeah. So these are some ideas. They're free, by the way. If Jim, if you're watching,
if there's any creators, writers,
creators who are fans
if you're
of the
interested.
show, or if you're interested, this is not a legally binding podcast. You're welcome to take it whatever you want. But for the record, this is the contract. It's free. But yeah, I really want to thank the audience for offering their ideas. I mean, 3,000 votes, most of whom want an original idea and not something
Hmm.
pre-established. All of whom, for the most part, just want to see. If they don't want Battinson,
Hmm.
they want Batman with Bat Family, and
Hmm.
a lot of them, surprisingly enough, on a comic book channel, want like blue and gray, kind of like comic booky Batman. Like they
Hmm.
want a Batman who is not like. I think everyone is tired of miserable, angry, brooding Batman.
Hmm.
If you
Look,
want to
I
I'm
do,
loved how
not,
Gotham
but
looked in
yeah,
the
me too.
Batman. I
Me
loved how
too.
it was dark
yeah.
and shadowy and rainy and terrible.
Yeah,
It's such a good feel for Gotham, but that's not where this universe is going.
right.
No, but
Hopefully,
that's
I
not
mean,
where that movie was going either, because the
no,
movie ended with Bruce in a different place. So you
which
can,
is, yeah, that's
so
why I wanted it to be in another universe, like, or I wanted to be in the DC universe because, like,
mhm,
if you wanted to get me to stand up and cheer at the end of the Batman, because I was already like, this is the best Batman movie I've ever seen. Like, I love
mhm,
this Batman movie. It is second
mhm,
only to Batman: Mask of the Phantasm for me, but
mm,
it's one of my favorite Batman movies of all time. But when Batman like learns, oh, I'm not vengeance, I'm hope, and like he's helping, he spends all night helping everybody out, and like
mhm.
he's on the roof, and the sun comes up, then Superman flies in to be like, looks like you could use a hand. And I thought you were a psycho I had to take down, but it turns out maybe you're an ally. Like maybe I could use you. You know
Mm.
that would have been like okay. If we can have yet another Scar Joker go like I'm pretty scary, then we can also have Superman in this movie. Come on.
Another Scar Joker. I like that.
Like, come on. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just like I was so angry when in New 52 they were like, "Yeah, look at the scars." Oh, like the movie? Like the very dated movie that will only be this thing for this period of time. And not to say that Dark Knight is dated. I love Dark Knight. It's hailed as the greatest comic book movie ever made, which it is
Mhm.
not. It's I think Spider-Man 2 is, but like in any case, it's like it's perfect. But also it's its version of Joker. That's not Joker now.
No, that's a very specific Joker.
Yeah, it's not like no that's how we should do it. No,
What?
Yeah, that's every Joker from now on. Don't you realize that the template has been broken?
Yeah,
yeah,
he was Jack Nicholson until right now, and now he's gonna be
right, yeah.
this. Like
Now it's
He
Heath
wasn't
Ledger
Jack
forever.
Nicholson
he
back.
was never that. Yeah.
Like he was for a minute, and
Mm.
as it turns out, they were according to like a leaked script that was cut from the Batman animated series. Joker was going to be the killer of the Waynes as well.
Oh wow.
Like they were gonna because they made him Jack Napier in the cartoon as well, and it's like don't do that. They did. I mean, you killed his greatest love's like father, so that's good enough. You don't have to have him be Jack Napier. Don't do that. Just have him be Joker. Yeah, Joker being the killer of the Waynes is a first idea. It's an idea that exists in that movie. Like that movie
Yeah.
needs to be clean, and it's like you know what, that's great. But even
Mhm.
even when Batman and Joker interact with each other about it, it's like he's like, yeah, he's like, you made me. And he's like, yeah, well, you made me. I'm like, this is insane.
That's funny though. For most people, that's just normal. That's just what Batman is.
That's how it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
But that's why they're so tied together.
That's right. That's the power of the movies. I like also that like we just gloss over the fact that that the Joker says, "Come on, Batman, I was a kid when I killed your parents," and I'm like, "Do you know who he is?" And then he never brings it up again.
Oh.
He's like, "What, dude? What was that?" It's also
He's
a
like,
really weirdly
of
cogent
course I know who
delivery.
you are.
Yeah, I looked at
Who
your
else
lower
could
half
you
of your
be?
face.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, I want to thank the patrons and the commenters for helping to give us some great ideas for this episode. Thank you guys for actually taking some time and coming up with some ideas. I loved all of them; they're so exciting, and I hope that DC at least has some parallel thinking to us, if not borrow some of these ideas directly. But I'm excited for what they have next. Superman was a terrific flick that does a Herculean task of establishing an entire cinematic universe, even though there are two other entries in it, or three if the Suicide Squad counts. Either way, if it's just Creature Commandos and Peacemaker season 2 and Superman, like whatever, that's fine. But like the movie does presuppose that you haven't seen anything else, which I really appreciate. And it's
Yeah.
like, look, that's it. That's the springboard. It did a great job, and it was a good Superman movie.
Sweet.
Like,
That's a lot. That's a lot
which
to
is
do
a
all at
lot to
once.
do. It's a
Yeah.
great Superman movie. It has awesome Guy Gardner scenes.
Which you never thought you
Nuts.
would say in your life.
No. I will say there are some hilarious and great moments for Guy Gardner in the comics that aren't just him getting punched out by Batman.
Is it when he dies?
No, he only dies in that Justice League King Kong Godzilla movie or comic.
Yeah.
But he does die big time. No, it's there's a great moment where like he leaves and like he moons Batman.
Hilarious.
He presses ham actually.
Ah.
But anyway, yeah, it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. You're gonna like it. And
Nice.
by the way, 2 post-credit scenes, so stick around.
Okay.
Good to know.
All right.
Just telling the audience, because I was like, the movie's over. We were like, whoa, and then I went, oh my god, are there post-credit scenes? Should we stay? And I was like,
Google.
yeah, and they were like, there are 2, and I was like, oh, thank you.
Is it like is one of them at the actual end of the credits?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a mid-credits and a post-credits.
Yeah. Okay.
Neither of them set up anything.
Okay. It's
They are
just
not
tied
sequel
into
bait.
the movie.
They'd have to
Yes.
know what they're doing in order
Well,
for them to set something up.
There is a
You
sequence
can
that
always
was,
kind of put something out there.
there was a sequence that was clearly a post-credit scene that's just in the movie
Oh, okay.
at the end. Like the movie is just a little longer, and you're like, what? And it's because
Okay.
that movie is shot.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, look, the movie's done. Because, I mean, look, if Superman bombs, then the universe is over. But they did shoot this other movie.
Right. We're still gonna put this other movie out.
But this other movie's coming
No
out. We're
matter
not going to
what.
backroll
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah.
put it in.
Right.
So we don't need a sequel bait. It's just, no, it's coming out.
Yeah.
Right.
It's connected. We're okay saying it's connected.
Thanks for watching. See you guys later.